everyone, and welcome back to Space and Self Live. I'm Yvonne Bignall, and as always, I'm joined by the insightful and creative Surabhi Kumari, architect, wellness designer, and co creator of the Space and Self Sprint. It's so wonderful to have you here with us again. These weekly sessions are kind of becoming such a beautiful space for reflection, a little pause in the middle of what is often a really busy life.
Hi, everyone. It's truly lovely to be back with you. In our last conversation, we explored nature belongs in your home because you belong in nature. And we talked about how reconnecting with natural rhythms helps you reconnect with yourself. And today, we are shifting to something that feels a little different but equally essential: boundaries.
Oh, yes. And not just emotional ones, but physical and spatial ones too. Because, the way we hold space for ourselves, for others, even for our belongings, says so much about the way we hold energy.
Exactly. Our environments are mirrors of our inner life. If our space feels blurred, chaotic, or always open, it often reflects how we are managing our emotional boundaries too. And when we start to design boundaries consciously, lovingly, we don't change our rooms, we change our relationship with our own energy.
Oh gosh, that's so true. So true. I think many of us, especially women, have been conditioned, is the right word, to see boundaries as selfish,
Yeah.
as closing off, as kind of pushing people away. But
Yeah.
really, they're the opposite. They're what allows us to stay open, generous, and grounded without burning out.
Absolutely. When your environment teaches you where to pause, where to rest, where to focus, it starts to hold your energy gently. And that's what today's conversation is all about. We are exploring how your home can become a teacher, helping you understand how you hold, share, protect your own energy.
For sure. Um, and I'll share a personal story that really kind of brought this home for me. There was a time when my workspace and my bedroom had completely merged, one and the same. My laptop sat on the bedside table, papers would pile up um, beside my pillow. Eek. And I told myself, it was just me being efficient. It was just this quickly, easy to grab stuff. But over time, I noticed that even when I laid down to rest, my mind stayed switched on. And it wasn't that I needed better sleep habits, I needed a boundary. So I started a small ritual, just closing my laptop, putting it away in a drawer, out of sight, out of mind, and lighting a candle to mark the transition from work to rest. And something incredible happened. My body exhaled. It took that breath. And it finally understood now we rest.
I love that, Yvonne, because it's such a small act, but energetically, it's so powerful. I had a client who said something similar. She told me, everyone in my home needs me all the time. And when I visited, I noticed there wasn't a single space that was hers. No door she could close, no corner that said, you belong here too. So we created one small boundary, a reading chair by the window. She chose a soft fabric, her favorite throw, and we told her family when she's sitting here, it's her moment. A few weeks later, she called and said, when I sit there, my family automatically lowers their voices. It's like space is teaching them too.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Because boundaries aren't walls that keep others out, they're invitations for others to meet us with respect. They help us stay connected to ourselves so we can connect more authentically with others.
Exactly. And often, all it takes is a small physical marker, something visible that signals your emotional boundary. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect together. Ask yourself, whether in your home do you feel most intruded upon? Maybe it's your kitchen where everyone drops their things. Maybe it's your workspace where boundaries blur between home and work. Or maybe it's your bedroom where your phone or even your thoughts never really let you rest.
Yeah. Uh, and now the opposite question, if we may. Where do you feel most like yourself? That one chair, that corner, that part of the day when your body relaxes and your breathing slows down.
Those two places, the one that drains you and the one that restores you, will tell you everything you need to know about your current boundary. Because how you use your space mirrors how you use your energy. If your home has no zones there that are truly yours, chances are you're giving away more than you replenish.
Yes. And the moment you see your home as a map of your boundaries, you begin to see patterns where clutter gathers, where tension sits, where you've stopped claiming space for yourself. And that's awareness. And awareness is the beginning of change.
Let's unpack why this connection exists between physical space and emotional boundaries. As an architect, I often say space teaches behavior. If your home has no clear separations between work and rest, between personal and shared areas, your nervous system never gets a break.
Yes. And it's because boundaries aren't just psychological, they're physiological. When your environment says always on, your body responds with stress hormones, right? That's why so many people feel tired even after being at home all day. They've never really entered rest mode.
Exactly. Boundaries, spatial or emotional, aren't about control, they are about containment. Think of your home as a living ecosystem. Each zone, kitchen, workspace, bedroom, even entryways, carries a different rhythm. When those rhythms blur, energy leaks.
Oh, yeah, that's a really wonderful metaphor. It's like emotional ecology. If one area is overextended, the whole system loses balance.
Yes, and just as we maintain our relationships, we must also maintain the boundaries of our spaces. A door left open all the time isn't freedom. Sometimes it's fatigue. A dining table that doubles as a desk may serve, serve convenience, but it confuses the body's sense of rhythm.
Yeah, well, and that's how emotional burnout begins, right? If your space doesn't signal the pause, you'll forget what rest feels like.
Exactly. So, setting boundaries with your space isn't rigidity, it's self respect made visible. It's your environment saying you matter enough to have structure.
Yeah, so important. So let's kind of look at some of the practicalities of this, the micro
Mm.
activities and the spatial shifts that we can utilize. Um, and these are really gentle ways to begin restoring boundaries at home. Small shifts, symbolic, simple, but deeply grounding. So the first one is the zone audit. Now, this is really about walking through your home and asking, what happens here? If a space is doing too many things, choose the one that matters most right now. For example, if your dining table doubles as a workspace, clear it fully after work hours. Let the surface reset overnight so your body knows when to shift gears.
Exactly. Lovely. That was great. The second one is the door ritual. Even if you can't physically separate rooms, create symbolic cues. Close a curtain, dim a lamp, or light a candle to mark transitions from work to rest or from family time to solitude. These small rituals train your nervous system to move from alertness to ease.
Yeah, that's a great one. Love that. And then the next one is the me chair. And this is definitely one of my favorites. Just designate one spot that's completely yours, a cushion, a chair, a window seat, and let everyone know when I'm here, I'm recharging.
Mhm.
Over time, your body will associate that space with stillness and safety.
That was a lovely and my favorite. But the next one is even, you know, fabulous. The fourth one we are discussing here is the evening boundary. This one is universal. No screens in bed, no work talk after a certain hour. Think of it not as a rule, but as a restoration practice. Boundaries with technology are boundaries with overstimulation.
Yes. And remember, boundaries aren't about shutting life out, they're about letting peace in. So when your home respects your rhythm, your body begins to trust rest again. Okay, so we'd love to hear from you, as always. What's one boundary you feel called to set in your home right now? Is it about time, space, or energy?
Yes, and remember, it doesn't have to be big. Sometimes a single chair, a soft light, or a closed drawer can shift how you feel about yourself. Share your reflections with us or message us privately if this is something you are navigating gently. You're not alone. This is something we all keep learning. In our last space and self sprint, one participant said, once I made space for myself, my family started respecting it too. That's the beauty of boundaries. They teach others how to honor your energy by watching you honor it first.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Boundaries don't create distance, they create clarity. They make relationships cleaner, spaces calmer, and your energy more consistent.
If this conversation resonates with you, join our New Year, New You Space and Self Sprint this January 2026. It's a 5 day journey to help you realign your space, your rhythm, and your boundaries for the new year.
You can join the waiting list now or download the Space and Self ebook for reflections and gentle practices to begin today. And remember, your home is your first boundary. When it supports you, everything else falls into place.
Yes, and boundaries aren't barriers, they're bridges connecting you back to peace, clarity, and self respect. They make space for the life you're meant to live. not the one you're constantly managing.
Oh, so true. So true.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next Thursday for our next Space and Self live conversation. And that's the energy of clutter. Why letting go is a healing act.
Until
Until
then,
until then, protect your peace
order your space.
and remember,
Your boundaries are sacred.
wonderful. Thank you, Surabhi. Thank you to all those watching.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, everyone.